Hey guys, it's Brent, and I just want to say really quick, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Be sure to click subscribe and hit the notification button so you get notifications so you don't miss any content. Also, feel free to leave a thumbs up or leave a comment and enjoy the video.
In my head, in my head.
Hey everybody, it's Brent, and I'm back with a short little pickups video and mail day. Believe it or not, I'm actually starting to get mail from some of you out there. Some of you are gracious enough to actually send me things, and like I said, if you want to send me some stuff like these people did, my address is in my my bio of my YouTube. I guess you can go to About or somewhere you can find it. But yeah, so I've got some pickups. It's been a while since I've done a pickup video because honestly, I've not really been record shopping in a while. It's just been a busy time of year for me at work, and the weekends have been busy too. So I haven't had the opportunity to get out really much since the last record shopping video that I made, where I actually took you guys along with me, and I plan on doing that again in the future, but I've not been able to do that. I've just basically, honestly, the only record shopping I've done here recently is running into a record store really quick to get an album that I might be getting ready to do an 80s retrospective on. That's the case with my first album I'll be talking about. But other than that, I've not really done too much. I ordered something offline that I'm going to open up, and I'm kind of bummed because I think it might have got damaged. It kind of bums me out. That's one thing I hate about getting stuff offline, is you never know how well somebody's going to pack it to send it to you. But so I've got just a little short amount of stuff here, but I do want to get to this one box because I had a viewer send me some stuff, and I just really want to be able to take the time, because I kind of know what's in this box. I just don't really haven't fully looked at it. I did open it, but I didn't dig too deep into it because I opened it up and I was like, you know what? I'm going to save this for my review, or for an open box, or a pickups video. So first thing I want to get into is above my head here. If you see up there, there's a poster that is in a frame that a viewer sent to me, and this is really cool. That it's in a really nice frame, and it's a poster of the first album, and I guess they heard me say that I love shots from the outtakes of the first album, and so they have that shot there. And then they took an extra step and they put some little decals on there of letters and says "In My Head," and so that's really cool. So I really appreciate them sending that in for me. That was just really awesome. And I hung it on my wall there because, I had a space on my wall. I've got another space right here, so I didn't know if I was going to go another level higher with records, or if I was going to put a poster there that goes long ways. And so, I'd like to pick up maybe a poster, one of the retro posters, like a Dynasty poster or an Unmasked poster, something that's in that landscape type that came in there. I've also been looking for the solo albums poster, so it's, who knows? That's kind of a portrait though, I think. But yeah, so I've got a spot here that I think I'm going to put poster stuff at, so it'll look real cool whenever I'm pulled back really far viewing with somebody, doing a review or whatever. You can see those posters back there. So yeah, so thanks for sending me that. One of my pickups I picked up really quick is Def Leppard. This will be my next official 80s retrospect. I have one that may be out by the time this comes out for Aldo Nova. That was a Patreon subscriber requested retrospect that I did for a viewer and a Patreon subscriber. So it's kind of got put in with my 80s retrospectives, but it's not an official one that I had talked about doing. Def Leppard's Pyromania is an official one, And this is one I picked up. I picked it up from J&B Vinyl in Lenoir. I've got a bunch of stuff from there before. I got my Kiss Alive 2 with everything in it from there before. And I picked this one up to do the retrospect on, and it's in pretty decent shape. But I used to have this on album back in the day, and I filmed that retrospective, and I am in the process of editing it. It may be out by the time this video comes out. It may not. But if it is out, I'll post it at the end of this video, so you can click on that and check it out if you want to. But yeah, the album's in pretty decent shape. I mean, the cover is, you know, it's seen better days. You can see it's got a lot of wrinkling and everything, but it's still, I paid $10 for it. So, you know, it is what it is. It's Def Leppard Pyromania, and I bought it just to do the retrospective off of it, to have it as a prop. You know, so anyway. The next one I picked up, I've already did a video and an opening about this, is the Bohemian Rhapsody. I've already did a video and an opening for this, so I'll put it at the end of this if you want to see this, me opening it up. And I've had people point out, and yes, I know that I said that they included the whole Live Aid concert, but they didn't. I'm mistaken, so I apologize. They actually didn't include one of the songs. I think Crazy Little Thing Called Love might have been one of the songs that wasn't included. But I've got an opening video for this if you want to see it, and for the t-shirt and the stuff that I got along with it, which is right here, the DVD box set. And this had the DVD and the shirt. I've already did. That's included in the opening of that. So that video's up if you want to see that. So the next thing I want to get to is I want to get to the mail that I've gotten in. And this knife just mysteriously appeared in my hands as the magic of editing. This first one was one that I ordered off of eBay. And like I said, I already feel like there's a little bit of damage, especially down in this area. And I know what this is. Whenever I first got it and the lady at the post office brought it out, she's like, oh, somebody else sending you more albums, because they know either I ordered them or somebody sent them to me. And at first I thought, wow, who from Texas sent me an album? Because I know that I have viewers down in Texas. And I was like, who sent me this album? And then I remembered once I got it to the car, I didn't open it yet. And I was like, oh, I know what this is. This isn't what I think it is. What I thought but it is what I remembered what it was. And so I'm going to try to open it here on camera. But Rick from It's All For You Demon probably knows what this is, because me and him talked about it. He got one. He made a video about it. And I was like, oh crap, I'm going to get me one of those too if I can find one. And I was able to find one at a pretty decent price. And like I said, I think mine may be damaged if I don't stab myself in the chest. Stab myself in the chest trying to open a thing on camera. Yeah, that would be really cool, really fun. So yeah. There. All right, here we go. Get it open here. This is a Kiss calendar, and it looks like it's just the plastic sleeve that got bent. Thank goodness. But this is the collector's edition 2019 calendar, and my good buddy Rick has from It's All For You Demon has already talked about this on his channel, and I'll put the link to that video down in my description so you can check that out. Because he opened his, I'm not going to open mine. And he didn't go, I don't think he went into too much detail on his because he didn't want to spoil it for everybody. But this does come with a desktop calendar inside. It comes with a desktop calendar, and I don't think he looked too much into that. But the cool thing about this is it's got this insert that it goes in. And then each month of the calendar is one of the Kiss albums. And it's full size. I mean, you can see this is the size of an album. It's maybe a little smaller. It's just a tad smaller than an album. But they did each month an album. So they have look at the glare off there. They have Kiss, they have Harder Than Hell, Dressed to Kill, Alive, Destroyer, and that looks like, yeah, that's Destroyer. I thought that might have been Resurrected for a second. Destroyer, Rock and Roll Over, Love Gun, Kiss Alive 2, Dynasty, Unmasked, Creatures, and then they have, You Wanted the Best, and then they've got the Best of Kiss. And I almost think that they should have maybe put The Elder there, and then maybe put, I don't know, what came after The Elder? Well, no, they did. The Elder would have came here. The Elder would have came before Creatures. So they would have put maybe The Elder, put Creatures, and then I don't know. I don't know what they could have put there last. Maybe it's, I know what they could have done. After Kiss Alive 2, they could have put Double Platinum, and then they could have had the 4 solo albums, like all 4 albums in one square, and then they could have had Dynasty, Unmasked, and Creatures. That would have worked. That would have been all the makeup era. Even though they still had the makeup on with The Elder, I think I would still like to see The Elder in there. Maybe get rid of Double Platinum, but I know a lot of people love Double Platinum. But yeah, so this is cool, and you can still find these online. I found this on eBay. You can't really find it on Amazon, not for a decent price. This was normally, US was $19, Canada $25. But yeah, so that's really cool. I was happy I was able to get that for my collection. So that's really cool. And the albums look distressed. They you really can't tell if you look real close there. The albums, it's like they got like ring liner and they look distressed. The album covers do. So that's really cool. All right. So the next thing I'm going to get to is I'm going to get to this box here. I have a viewer. His name is Paul. And he is just the coolest dude. We talk a lot on Messenger. I am active on my Messenger, guys. If you message me if you go to facebook.com/In My Head music channel or In My Head YouTube channel, I'll put the links down in the description. But Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and even on my Patreon, but you know, that's a paid subscription. But I'm very interactive on social media. I'm more interactive on social media than I am on YouTube because it's thousands of comments. And so right now it's still manageable on my social media. So if you want to interact with me, you can look me up on any of those. I put the links down in the description there. But Paul, I'm going to tell the story here. Paul contacted me one day and he's like, dude, I hear you always talking about, you know, your albums that you lost and the albums that got stolen in your collection. What do you not have? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. You know, I wasn't at home at the time. He's like, well, get back to me on it. So I started thinking about it and I'm like, well, I'm missing every original. Now he's talking about original albums. I'm like, I'm missing every solo album except for Paul's, and I just picked Paul's up, the 1978 original solo album from the 70s. But I'm like, I don't have Peter, Ace, or Gene from original, and I just told him some other ones I didn't have. The dude boxes them up. He asked me for my address. I give it to him. He boxes, I gave him my P.O. box. He boxes them up and sends them to me. And when I got it, I was just kind of flabbergasted and floored. I'm like, dude, you're going to have to let me pay you for something. So so there's a couple albums in here that he went above and beyond on, so we agreed I was going to pay him some money. And so, but this is just amazing. So check this out. This dude, and what I'm paying for him for these albums is nowhere near what these albums are worth, or what you'd pay for them in the store. So he packed them up, put them in this big, huge box, packed them up so well. And so he sent me, just as a little bonus, he sent me a 45, and this 45 is Hard Times. And on the back side is, well, I think the A side. Yeah, that's the A side. I Was Made for Loving You. And then Hard Times. So how cool is that? So I got a 45. And then he sent me a Dressed to Kill. And this is, I believe, a first press blue label Dressed to Kill. If I'm wrong, Paul, correct me in the comments. Feel free to correct me in the comments of what you sent me. And everybody give Paul a what's up in the comments for being such a cool dude. I mean, it's just awesome. But yeah, so it's a blue label. And it's MBLP 7016. MBLP 7016. And I've not put these in my Discogs catalog yet. So yeah, so there is Dressed to Kill that he gave me. Let me put it back down in here. And Paul hadn't got to listen to these yet. I'll get to it. But yeah, Dressed to Kill. In great shape too. I mean, just great shape. And then the next one he sent me was, and he sent me that one because I told him, I just happened to be listening that night, and I told him, oh crap, my Dressed to Kill that I have, it skips. And he's like, oh, well, you don't have a first press, and I got one, and I'll send it to you. And so he sent it to me. And then the next one is a first press Destroyer. The Destroyer I have is not a first press, and this one apparently is. So there's that. First press, I believe. It's MBLP 7025. So he sent me that. And once again, the album cover is in great shape. The insert, the dust cover is in great shape. So yeah. And there's more. But wait, there's more. He knew that I had an originals, but it wasn't in the greatest shape. So he sent me an originals that, you know, it's not in the greatest shape. It's about in equal shape as mine is, but it had the booklet, where mine doesn't have the booklet. Now I still don't have the cards. I still don't have the sticker. But inside the albums and the liner sleeves, the dust sleeves that look like the albums, they're in just as good a shape as mine is that I have. But at least with this one, I've got the book. And he knew it had some water damage and stuff. He told me it's not the greatest copy, but you have it. And, you know, I mean, just the fact that he sent this is just mind-blowing. But the fact that he sent any of these just humbles me and just kind of blows my mind. And then I got further down and I saw this. Oh yes, and it's complete, and it's in great shape. It is a cut. It does have the cut corner, but it's in great shape. It's got the merchandise form. It's got the poster. It's got the additional sheet, and man, it's just, I mean, looking at it, this album, there's not even hardly any ring wear to it. I mean, this album looks like it has just been taken such good care of. I mean, look at that. It looks great. So, got Peter Criss. And then Gene Simmons, and once again, just it's cut corner in the corner. I mean, these albums are really hard to find not cut corner. because they made so many of them and so many of them got sent back, and that's why the corners got cut. But once again, the cover, just phenomenal. The spines are phenomenal. No ring wear, hardly at all, just hardly none. And this, you know, the finish on the album, it looks like it's brand new. And once again, merch form and poster. And then finally, now out of the three of them, like I said, I'm not being picky, and I'm not, because like I said, he didn't have to send me a damn thing. And then there's Ace. And Ace, the cover on it is probably in the worst shape, but I mean, hey, it's Ace. You know, it probably, Gene and Peter might have got bought and put up. I mean, I don't know. I know he said he had seconds and thirds of a lot of things. I don't know if these were originally his or if he picked them up somewhere along the way. He could probably tell the story better in the comments. I even offered to have him on this episode with me, and he declined because he's just such a humble guy. But Ace is probably the worst, and when I say worst, it's by no means bad. But it's got a little spine wear and a little edge wear. It does have a little ring wear and some little wear at the top and stuff, and that you can see in the corners. But if you notice, Ace is not a cut corner. You don't find many cut corner Aces, because Ace's album sold better than any of the other solo albums. Even though Gene says his charted higher, which it did, Ace sold more over the long term. And I review these solo albums. I review all these albums, every one of them. If you're new to my channel, check these reviews out. There's a playlist where you can just put it in. You can just go to that playlist, Kiss Album Reviews, and I go from the first album all the way up to the most recent album, which is, at the time of this filming, is Psycho Circus. So yeah, so Ace, and it has the merch form, and it has the poster, and oh man, it's just, I'm just so happy. And so now I have the Paul Stanley to go along with it that I picked up in my last video, and it's in decent shape. It's got some ring wear. The spine wear is not too bad. Believe it or not, it's a cut corner, but it's a very small cut corner, but it is a cut corner. Paul's albums didn't, I think Paul's might have been the third selling album. I know Peter sold the least. Paul's might have been the third, even though Paul's the general consensus that Paul's album was the best. Or not the best, but, well, some people say Paul's album's the best, and some people say Ace's is. They go back and forward. But mine has this wrinkle here down in the corner, but I do have the poster that's in great shape. I do have the merch form and the dust sleeves in great shape, and the album's in great shape. It does have some ring wear, but that's one that I picked up. And that was already a part of my collection. The only other thing I have, while we're just talking about solo albums, the only other thing I have as far as solo albums goes is I do have Peter Criss's Lilith picture disc. I do have that, and it's still sealed, not opened. And I also have the Back to Black, let me not drop things here. I also have the Back to Black version of Paul's album, that is also a German press. It's an import because you see that it's got the weird Kiss logos instead of having the Lightning S's. All German imports are that way. And then I've got Paul's, this is, I believe, it's the 180 gram 2014 reissue. And it's still sealed as well. So I'll be cataloging these new entries, and I will be putting them into my catalog and putting them into my collection. And once again, Paul, you are the man. I mean, you're the dude. And like I said, that's all I've got. I don't have hopefully it's going to start warming up. It's going to be springtime. It's getting ready to be. We're starting in the early parts of spring, and I'm going to be hitting the yard sales, and I'm going to be hitting the Goodwills and hitting the flea markets, trying to find some people that's clearing out some stuff. And then I'm going to also be hitting the record stores, and I am going to take you guys along with me on those trips so you can see me picking albums up and just going along with me for the ride. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish this video up. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I've got other videos. You can see links at the end of this video. You can see those links that I was talking about. You can click subscribe, click the notifications button so you know whenever I put something out. But anyway, I'm Brant with In My Head channel, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.